make sure you guys can see and hear me. Hello, hello. Welcome to your movement break today. We have 10 minutes, all standing. We are going to start with some light stretching and then go into a little bit more of some movements after. My name is Elena, if you don't already know. And we are going to start finding our space, and we're going to start with some neck rolls. So we're just going to do some head circles. And we're going to start with just bringing our head every corner, think making a big circle, and do 2 to 3 in both directions. Good. All right, we're going to go into some shoulder rolls. I want you to pick the shoulders up, bring them back and down. I want you to really articulate that movement, squeezing the shoulder blades in the back. So bring them up, back, and down, and then continue that motion up and back. And reverse that direction. Hello, everyone hopping on. We are doing some shoulder rolls. All right, go ahead, take your right arm. We're going to do 3 big circles all the way up and around to the back, like you're doing the backstroke. And then same thing on that other hand. Make sure I don't hit my ceiling. Nice big circle. Good. All right, we're going to stand with our feet about hip width apart. I think hands are going to cross right over each other in the front, and then we are just going to turn, rotate, stopping in the center, rotate to the side. So with these torso twists, we are not taking them super fast, keeping our core still engaged, especially as we are turning. You want to make sure you try to keep your hips square to the front. One more. And rest. All right, go ahead. You can either keep those hands here or you can just bring those legs up. We're going to march in place. Pick those knees up. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, shake it out. We are going to go into our next section. We are going to go into starting with our shoulder blade squeezes. So we're going to bring those, instead of doing our circles, you're going to bring them back as if you were juicing a lime between your shoulder blades. I want you to bring them back, and I want you to think of squeezing those scapulas together and then release, roll it out, and then bring it back, hold, and down. Again, back, squeeze. Remember, we do this to really help open up the chest and stretch our chest as much as strengthen in our back. All right, one more. A lot of the times that tightness in the back and upper neck can actually come from in the chest area and the shoulders, from being too tight here that pulls on these rotator cuffs and pulls us inwards when we're typing. So think of opening and pulling those shoulders out. Good. All right, from here, we're going to go into some heel kicks just to get those quads moving. Good. And then we're going to go into some chair squats or just body weight squats. Now, if you are working on your squats still, if squats sometimes can be a little difficult or your form isn't quite there, put a chair right behind you and think of tapping your tailbone to a chair. So if you're going to do your squat, think of being right here, sit it back until your tailbone taps your chair, and then stand it back up. That's a good way to help get that nice hinge motion so that we're not going too far forward with our knees. We don't want our knees to come past our toes. So sit those hips back, let the weight shift into the heels a little bit more. Good. And as you're squatting, make sure those knees aren't caving inwards or pushing too far outwards. So many things to remember, but after a while, we get used to it. Good. Let's do 2 more, and then we are going to hold it at the bottom. Let's hold it here. Find that position. Tuck the tailbone under ever so slightly, just so that you start to feel those quads heat up. Good. And rest. All right, what do we have next? Calf raises. All right, move it back. Feet hip width apart. You can also go a little bit wider, and that's going to make it a little bit harder, but we are just going to roll it all the way up onto our toes and then bring it down. Think of rolling all the way up through that foot. Roll it up. Good. All right, we're going to go a little quicker. Get that blood pumping through those legs. Now you can also do calf raises seated while you're at your desk, if your feet touch the floor, unless you have a chair that's too tall and your feet don't touch. But you can do a couple of calf raises throughout the day. It really helps pump that blood back up through our body. It's like our second heart. All right, and we're gonna hold at the top. Take a balance. I want you to test your balance here. If you need something to hold on to. Good. If you want to challenge yourself, come back down. Choose your most stable foot, and we're going to do a single leg balance. So for me, it's my right leg. So we're going to find if one leg flat foot is enough, hold here. And we're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. We're just testing our balance. Notice when you are holding something like a one leg balance, how your foot moves to grip the floor, toes, see where you're balancing the most. Now, if this is not too hard for you, you can lift up onto those toes and see how that balance goes. Good. We have about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, now we're going to go to our non-dominant leg, so your other leg. We're going to do the same thing. Pick up that foot. Hold here. And if you're feeling good, raise it up. Ooh. If I start talking, I'll fall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Good. Remember, balance is really another aspect of fitness that sometimes we forget about. So let's bring it into a nice high, wide lunge. We're going to bring that leg in as we bring it back and in and back. So this right leg bends like you're about to go into a lunge, but we're not really taking it into a full lunge. And then perfecting that balance, bring that leg up and back. So whenever you're moving slower through an exercise, that's your cue to think about everything that's working, making sure that core is staying engaged, and you're breathing. Last one. Switch sides. Rotate. All right, left leg in front, bring it back. Use it as a nice stretch, and then bring that leg up, back, up, back. Bring it into either a tap or a lift. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, good job. From here, we're gonna bring it out, arms up. Step that leg out to the side. breathing. Good, we're almost there. And then we are going to take it into a forward fold in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it a little wider. Start with the chin. Tuck the chin down. Stretch the back of the neck. Let the shoulders roll forward. Slide the hands down the legs until you get to your lowest point. And you can bend the knees. Extend, straighten, roll it up nice and slow. All right, that is all we have time for today. Thank you so much for moving with me. We will see you next time. Bye, guys. Happy Monday.